That's working, that's working. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me. How you diddling? I'm just going to shut my window. Hang on a sec. Should organise myself better really before I start. I always end up like rushing around and running about the last flipping 10 minutes. Hoping you can hear me. It says that it's working, it says that it's on, so I'm guessing yes, you can hear me. Wonderful. I'm just using standard, the standard tyre that was on the mountain bike that I'm converting. So I've taken the tyre that was on the back wheel, and just moved that over to the. I've just moved that over to the hub, the electric hub, basically that wheel. So I'm not using a specific motorbike tyre or anything. I had thought about it, and I kind of asked the question to a few guys, and they said, you know, if you want to, then by all means use one, but you don't have to use any particular tyre or anything, like, you know. So maybe on the big, maybe on like the, you know, the 3 kilowatt stuff and all those big motors, 7 kilowatts, all those crazy motors. Yeah, maybe you need those sort of tyres on that, and probably wheels to go with it as well. I know Vortex uses uses motorbike wheels off a little. It's like a 125 or something, I think, or maybe it's off a 250. He's got a set of wheels that he uses on the last 2 of his builds, I think. So, yeah. But on me, I'm just putting standard tyre on it. I see how it goes. I don't think it'll rip roar through it. It's not like going to be the fastest e-bike in the world or anything. So, yeah. So it's been a while. I apologise. I've taken my time doing this next part, and I've actually been waiting for some stuff as well, just to use basically. So that's why it's been a while. My plan was to get it done kind of last week, really, but just, yeah, I've been waiting for some of this stuff to come in, which is like an adhesive insulating paper, basically. I've got some stuck to the desk here. You can see it, just testing its stickiness, because I did stick some on this battery all the way around, and it started to peel off. After I left it overnight, it came back and it was all open and peeling. But that's because I think I tucked it all into all these batteries, and I think that was just too much for it to deal with. I think if I'd have laid it straight over, it'd have probably been alright. And I wanted that mainly. I wanted it because to put underneath the BMS over this part here, basically. So the BMS is not, there's no, even though there's wraps on the batteries, I don't want the BMS sitting on top of that stuff, really. As with most of the cables and stuff as well, which I'll show you in a minute, as I've been messing with all those balance wires. So yeah, yeah. Just probably sit on there like that, something like that, basically, and that'll be protection for when the BMS drops on top, which is going to happen very soon. That sits on there like that. That's going to be a bigger piece, obviously, but that just sits on top of there and gets taped on and stuff. And then, just so there's no contact or anything, because these are just all metal sides, basically. That's because the MOSFETs inside are all touching right up against this, using this as a heatsink. This is the part with all the discharge MOSFETs on. So this is the part that gets the hottest, basically. And I think it's the charge stuff that's this side, if I'm right. Yeah, but this is the part that's really all the heat. So that hot part is going to be away from the battery, obviously. Not that it should get that hot. With the current I'm running through it, as it's rated for 200 amps, and I'm going to be pulling probably about 30 through it as a maximum. So it's going to be, which is why I've said before, it's absolutely, yeah, it's kind of far too large for what I need, but this is what they sent me. Even though I ordered something that was half the size, I just went with it, so I couldn't be bothered to be waiting another 3 months from China, so that's what I've got, that's what I'm using. Yeah, so the hello Foil, hope you're well, mate. I haven't got a cup of tea tonight. I've already had my cup of tea, so there'll be no tea slurping. First stream, no tea slurping in your ear. I know you're disappointed, but that's just the way it is. So what have I got here is the question, and what am I doing is the next question. Let's go through it bit by bit. Let's put these to the side. That's all the power stuff. Let's put that to the side. That's a different thing. This is, or these two are, let's put this to one side for now. I'll bring it back in a second. Log it. Sorry, dude. Sorry. This is the balance loom. So this is what I've made up, basically. Yeah, so I've just kind of mocked it all out, taped it down where it needs to be and stuff on the battery pack. Cut all these to length. They were all a lot longer than this. Cut all these to length. And I've soldered every one onto a little bit of nickel strip. I believe this is does it? I feel like this looks too bright. It keeps going brighter. Or it's like the picture's too hot almost. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's... I might be wrong. You might be seeing something different, but I feel like it's too hot. It looks too hot to me. I don't know. Here he is, the man himself, Vortex. This is the man who's responsible for me getting in this complete mess. I saw this man's video quite a long time ago now. Probably last August, I think I first saw one of his videos. And I played his video, and I recognised the accent, and I was like, this guy lives around the corner from me, I'm sure. It's like got a Canuck accent, anyone who's local who knows that. And I was like, no way. So I just started watching him, and his crazy escapades on his mad bikes, and I was like, man, I've got to build myself one of these things. This is crazy. I'm having it. So, and here I am. So yeah, here I am in this cabling complete mess and stuff. Yeah, it's all your fault basically, so thanks. I'm glad you can make it, mate. Nice one. You could probably steer me out of blowing myself up, which would be brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I've made up. This is my balance loom. I've soldered all the, because I didn't want to spot weld these on and then solder the cables on after. It's a tiny bit of heat. It's probably not going to make a difference, but I just felt that this was the right way to be doing it. So I cut them all to length. I've soldered all the tabs on, and my plan now is to wrap it over the battery and just spot weld these, tape them all in place, spot weld them as I go. I've got all the heat shrink on here because what I'm going to do is something very similar to what I've done here. If you can see that, if I can, let's do that, and yay! So that's what I plan to do with all of the balance wires. So as this comes up and over the battery, of which I have one here to display what I'm talking about. So there's your cell, and that comes up and over the top and spot welds into it, and will be something like that when it's fixed. That's my plan for all of the balance wires. All of these little wires are going to do the same thing, which is what all those heat shrinks are for. Just to tidy it up, as I've said before, all these balance leads go on the positive, so it's definitely an instigator. I didn't feel forced. Yeah, so that's that's what I'm going to do with those. Exactly the same thing. These come over on the positive side. These balance wires on all of it, and even though there's a lot of tape going around and there's all these wraps and everything on it, it's just I'm just trying to steer clear of any bare nickel sitting on that across there onto the what is the negative, which is the case here, in case anything happens, I told you, mate. My OCD is exactly that. I've like got like little tiny little wraps for everything, and everything's like cut really neat and everything. That's why I've done all this pre actually spot welding it. I'm like, oh, I could make that, and just like, you know, all these little neat little tabs and everything. Yeah. I'm exactly the same, mate. I'm exactly the same. Yeah, I'm trying my best anyway. I'm trying my best. This is the first time out, so I tell you what. Soldering 10 AWG wire to one of these XT60 connectors, if you're not very good at soldering, like me, is a right load of fun. And just to prove how much fun it is, I decided to save the other end for tonight, so you can watch me completely mess it up. Yay. So yeah, probably do that later. But for now, I'm going to get that on, do all the balance leads. Like as before with the streams, I'm probably just going to do a little bit and show you what I'm doing. And then, because I just keep repeating what I'm doing, I'll probably end stream at that point and just say I'm gonna do this off stream, and then carry on and come back and show you what I've done next time round, like, you know. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Yeah, and I'll come back on and show you what I've done next time round. I'll show you a bit of everything I'm doing, and then I'll just go off and carry on. Other thing is, these are all the temp sensors. So you get a lead that comes off the battery management. That's got 4 temperature sensors, little thermistors basically. So if you get I don't know what the temp set's for cut off anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'll find that out in the. Hello, Chris. How you doing, mate? Yeah, maybe I'll find that out once I get into the application and stuff. Well, in fact, Vortex is right here. He can probably tell me if this comes. I think these come up on the app, the sensor, but I don't know if it tells you what the cutoff is for them or anything like that. I don't actually know what they do. I just know I need to put them in, so I'm just doing it. But yeah, Vortex actually makes the Bluetooth app that connects to these BMSs. So he wrote up the software for these, which connects to your Android, and you've got the whole readout for the battery on your phone, which is absolutely awesome. The reason I went with this BMS is for the app basically, and it's like £5. It's like it's just a ridiculous steal. £5, man. I mean, you know, what's that? The price of a pint recently or something? It's just crazy. So yeah, if you're building one, go and get the app. It's awesome. Yeah. So that's the temp sensors. They've got to go on as well. Just dotted around the battery. I'm kind of just firing them into it. I'm firing them into all the corners basically, so I'll fire one up here, one up here, one up here. I'm just I broke it down in my eyes into quadrants and just kind of put a temp sensor in every quadrant basically. That's what I did, and that's what I'm going to do, should I say. Yeah, so that's that. This is the lead that runs out to the controller from the main positive and negative. So what I'm doing is I've got a female on here, I'm going to have a male on here, a female coming off the actual battery, and this is just a connector because my battery box is separate to my controller box, so this will just run through between the two basically. So that's what that is. That is actually, I've got that down as a charging cable, and I was going to, as you're here, Tony, I was going to ask, I'm going to run 2 lots of 12 AWG for the power, for the actual, and I'm going to put them across 2 parts of the last bank, parallel bank, just to spread the load a bit across 2 of those wires. And I know this is going to be good for it's going to be good for way more than 30 amps anyway. So I think I was overkilling it earlier before, because I was going to do 10 AWG 2 lots, which is just ridiculous. So I've decided they're going to do 2 lots they're going to go out to the main positive wire, connect together into the main pos, like that. And then this one is going to be off the positive, the last parallel bank 14 as it is. But this is going to go straight to the charge port. And I'm just wondering, I'm guessing that that's fine to do. It doesn't have to, the charge port doesn't have to come off these or be on the same or anything like that. It's probably a silly question, but that's the question I'm asking. I think it's fine. That's why I've done it like that. I've done it because that goes to my charge port and just wax on the back like that, and that comes round to the battery. Positive, final positive, which is 14. Parallel bank 14, yeah, so that's that. And these are the neg wires. The neg wires are considerably longer, but that is because I literally have to run from the other end of the box to there, and there's no real way to avoid that apart from putting the BMS in the middle part somewhere. So, and I can't do that now, so I don't think it's going to have a massive effect that these are what, maybe a third, nearly, yeah, maybe about a third longer than the positive wires. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's too freaking late now anyway, so you can do it how you want, mate. Perfect. Nice one, mate. That's cool. That's good news. That's what I thought, but me being a complete novice, I thought I need to ask that question, because I'll do it and someone will go, oh, you don't want to do that, it'll just burn in your face. Yeah. So, yeah, it's probably best that I ask. I ask loads of stupid questions, because I have I have a better idea now, but I definitely had no idea whatsoever when I first started doing this, so, yeah. So I think I'm going to do those last. I'm going to do main power cables last, because otherwise I'm going to put them on and I'm going to touch them on something and there's going to be smoke and I'm going to be upset. So I'm going to leave them till later. Put them down there and I'm going to attack this balance. This balance loom and the temperature stuff. I will keep that in mind. I'll probably do that after, but I will keep it in mind as I'm going, because I'm going to try and separate. Oh, by the way, if anyone needs any of this adhesive paper, you can't really. I was struggling to get it from anywhere in the UK. It's like everything I had to order was from China on eBay and everything, and I thought, is there none of this stuff in the UK? It's like, it takes like 40 days to come, and I was like, so I found someone in China who'd deliver it quite quickly, but I had to buy about 100 metres of it, and I probably only need about like half a metre. So if anyone needs any, just let me know. I've got a little bit left over. I'll have a little bit. Yeah, maybe if you want to paper your living room with it or something. Oh, put that down. Right, cool. Okay, so, little purchase this week. Got to talk about it. Look at it, just a little piece of silicone. Isn't it lovely? It's about £3. This is awesome. When I'm just soldering stuff, I'm just like, straight on. Doesn't melt. Love it. I've got a big one over there, but I can't be bothered to move it, so I just wanted a little one like this. Simple things. Right. Battery. I've got to be honest. This has been the part where I've been a bit like, oh God, when I start like really getting to the nitty gritty and messing with it. I was concerned about doing all these connections, and then when you've done it, you're like, oh, that was easy. And then you get into all this stuff and you go like, Jesus, I've got to get this right, you know what I mean? Obviously, but yeah, it gets a little bit concerning. Let's get my Kapton tape on ready. And I've just spotted an open part on one of my parallel banks, which I need to cover really. So I'll touch something on it and all hell will break loose. Let's just cover it for now, that's fine. My plan is to actually cover parts of this, or if not all of it in it, but certainly where the balance wires come out on this here, I'm going to put that underneath just so there's no possibilities of any rubbing or shorts on this stuff. So that's my plan with that as well. And I've seen people who go as far as separating balance wires that cross over, because I'm going to try and keep them all flat as they go around and quite individual, but some of them do have to cross because some of the lower numbers go this way and the higher numbers go this way. So in that case, I'm going to have to maybe just put a little, where the crossover, I'll put a little bit as on top as well, just so there's no contact between balance wires as well. Right, let's have a look at this. Oh, another question. Come on, what are you laughing at, Chris? Share the joke. Is it me? Am I the joke? Well, it's probably me. Should be me. Why wouldn't it be me? I want it to be me. So, it's that way round. Another question, Tony. This is the power button for the BMS, which I have a little. I've got a little switch for it. But I saw on Ali's video that he had he's got like an 18650 connected to it, and he was saying like, oh, it needs the power switch. Needs power for this BMS. This power switch needs power. Like there's an 18650 in between it or something. And I thought that it was just a connection to a push button, and that was it. That would just turn the BMS on. That's the way I thought it worked. But I'm just a bit confused because I saw Ali saying, oh, I've got an 18650 connected to this that just allows me to power the BMS on and off. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can add it later anyway if I need to. I just didn't think that was the case, but maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. Many times, I'm sure. So, I would say that's got to come up there somewhere. I've got to try and leave room for that because it's in the most awkward fucking place ever. And this goes into here. So, with that said, I'm gonna whip that up there somewhere. Hopefully that's fine. I'm gonna give it a bit more space because it can have that space. That's fine. And then what I'm going to do is cut that tape. Don't shut any of those cables in the drawer because that'd just be silly. Yeah, if you but as far as I know, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they'd just work with a button. Well, from what I saw on your videos, that's what I'd seen you do. It was just a push button. I figured you would have mentioned it if it was something else. I'm not sure, so that's cool. It's the same as the batteries, Chris. It's the same as the batteries. When I bought these 25Rs, I rushed into it like a madman because I just like, oh, I want one of these bikes. And I just freaking bought a load of batteries. And my plan was, oh, I'll just buy a load of them. And then, you have Maori. Okay, cool, nice one. And I just bought a load of them. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, I'll sell loads on eBay. I can make loads of money because I paid cheap because I bought them in bulk. And I was like, and I can pay for the battery, so everyone will be buying my battery for me. Did that happen? Did it bugger? No, it didn't happen at all. It didn't happen like that at all, did it? No, I bought all the batteries. And then when I got them back, I started reading up on it, and Royal Mail won't even ship them. So what are you going to do? You know what you're going to do? You're just going to stack them on your shelf. You know, aren't you? Yeah, exactly. Silly. So I did the same thing with that paper stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. I can't get any of this in the UK. Clearly, no one else can get any of this in the UK. So, in that case, sorry, I'm going to brighten the camera up a bit because I think that reflection is sending it dark for some reason. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Should we go halfway? Meet you in the middle. How's about there? It's only got a button. Okay, cool. Perfect. I'll stick with my original plan then. Excellent. Yeah, so I bought 100 metres of it because it was just mad cheap. And if I bought 100 metres, it was mad cheap. And I thought, well, I'll buy 100 metres and you can't get this stuff in the UK. People are probably waiting for it. They've got to wait 40 days and I'll just sell it. And yeah, well, you know, that's not the end of the story, obviously, because we'll see if that actually happens or not, won't we? We'll find out if that actually happens. We'll see. Right, so I need to remember which ones are going which way, and I need to remember what's the count here as well. See, this is the thing. I don't want to bore you to tears with this, so I'll show you a bit, and then I'll probably go off and do it offline. Unless you're just not bored by it and you're really excited by it and you want to watch it. You feel it's just, you know, it's akin to a Hollywood movie, watching me mess about with cables, which I doubt very much. Yeah, so that up there, that's on there. That's around about where I said it was going to be, which is there. I'm going to give it a bit of slack. God, these cables are so bloody fiddly. And I've got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and on the other side I know I've got everything apart from 6 in the lower even numbers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm only missing 6. So we go main negative, that one, and then it's main negative is the first one, and then it's a plus connection for every additional cable. So that goes to +1, as in plus as in positive on the first parallel bank. That's the positive connection on the first parallel bank. That's the positive connection for the second parallel bank. So main neg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, miss 6, goes the other way. God, got to get this right. As it gets really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 goes the other way. 7, 8, 9, 10. Over there. Lovely job. All of that gumph. It's not part of it, it's over there. So that's that. That's right. And then I've got 6, and that should be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is in the second one, which is this small cable here, 14, which is +14 and a main positive, so they both go to the same one. That's after. Do this one first. So all these are going, I've got all these fed to the bottom here to connect to the bottom, because that's the only place I can get to those connections, and then all these just go right over the back and either side. I just need to keep this quite clean. So keep that out of the way there. I need to bear in mind that I'm going to have positive cables coming from here as well. I've got the positive cables that are coming through this gap underneath to loop out this side. So I need to bear that in mind and keep a gap, which I'm going to do. You can see I can see the 2 gaps. You just see black holes and you're going, what the bloody hell is he looking at? You've just invited a few people. Awesome. Unidentified. I've already read that. Invite them. The more the merrier. God, if this numbers start stacking up now, Tony, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be all nervous and things gonna start burning, aren't they? Oh, the pressure, the pressure. I don't like it with if he said I'd just invited a few people, that'd be good. But he's invited a few people and there's a laughing face at the end of it. Configuration is 14S6P. So I'm going to get some capped on, because this it's not going to be my final tape down for this, but it's going to be a temporary tape down while I do all the connections. Then I'll come back here and do what I said I was going to do, which is going to be something like this. Tape over this crossing cable is going to get a separate piece underneath just to stop any crossover as well. But for now, I just want to know the position of the BMS and where these cables are leading off and leading away. Keep them all flat, nice and neat, lovely. See, I don't know how many people's in here then in that case, because I've got my viewer counts up to, says 6 on my screen, and it's been notorious for not updating previously. I've been like, oh, there's only one person in here, mate, it's just me and you, and you go like, no, there's like 4 people on. I was like, oh, okay. It says I've only got one viewer here. So it now says 6, and I can see that there's different names coming up, and there seems like there's definitely more than 6 people in here, but we'll see. Cool, nice one. Are you waiting on it from China by any chance? Oh my god, the amount of time I spent waiting for stuff from China with this, it's just like unreal, to be honest. Absolutely unreal. Most of my time has been spent waiting for things coming from China. Oh dear. Right, so let's get them in the order as well. Very important that these sit in the right order, because that's the way I'm going to be counting them down. Although I have put a little bit of tape on every one with the number on, so that's I do have them all marked up as well. So fingers crossed I'm not going to balls up any of the numbering. Fingers crossed, that is. You know what I mean? Anything can happen at this stage, can't it? But I do have a fire extinguisher right next to me, so, you know, safety first and all that. It's a big fire extinguisher as well. It's definitely, if this desk was to go up, I reckon I could put it out. Yeah, I reckon I could put it out. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine anyway. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the placement. Let's get that one in and just do the placement on that. In fact, let's get that one in and do the placement, and let's get the temperature loom in as well. Do the placement for that. It's at least... Okay, this is going to be temp anyway, so I'm going to put that one down first, because that literally just leads off and straight down the other side of there. So let's get that taped on. See, I looked around, I don't see many people doing live streams when they're doing this stuff. And I'm just, you start to wonder, is it because a lot of people set fires to stuff and like, do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna do a live stream because I'll just probably set fire to it. But you guys missed it a few weeks ago where I built a Makita battery from China, and I built it in completely the reverse polarity, and I stuck it in my drill, and it set on fire live on stream. It was amazing. Yeah, you should have been here for that one. I just fixed the drill as well, put a new motor in it, and I think I completely melted it. Well, I did have a look at it, and it looked okay, and it seemed, but it wasn't. It was not working. It definitely wasn't happy. It was just yeah, it was a not happy drill. You know, if the small bit have a place for the temp sensors. They go into a standard, a bit more is better. I don't know if the smaller ones come with 4 temp sensors. I've got to be honest with you. I did actually order a 70 amp version, and they sent me a 200. Obviously, because they're 10 a penny for these guys, more than likely, by the looks of it at least. But I sent for a 70 amp. I don't know if anyone else in here can answer that question. I would have thought, I mean, this is obviously just a guess, but why reduce down on the temp sensors just because the ampage is different? Because I think the 70 amp still goes up to 20S or something, doesn't it? So if it's quite a big pack, the idea for having several sensors would be that you need to spread them around the pack quite far. Do you know what I mean? So if you've got a big pack, you're still going to need four. You still want 4 temp sensors, even if it's a lower ampage, like, you know. That's what my logical mind says, but you know, I've been wrong before, shall we say? Okay, so that I'm happy with that. That's all. They're taped in place. They're kind of where they're going to be. I can trail that back and tape it and clean it up. Next thing is just turn this over and start spot welding stuff and getting these in place. So I can get rid of the BMS at this stage. Also, let's tape these all to the side of the battery so we don't completely crush anything when I stand this battery up, because I'm going to be really upset if I do that, obviously. So let's do that first. Let's use a bit of Kapton. That's fine. Let's do that. I'm going to maybe do something like that. And I'm probably gonna do a lot of talking to myself, by the way. Oh, I've lost a heat shrink. What have I done? Oh, is it from that one? Let's put that one. It's fine. It's fine. Stop worrying. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. 16S 100 amp. Yeah. Like I say, there must be just 10 a penny to them, because I was like, I'm not sure. I can't even remember how much more expensive the higher ampage is. I don't think it's actually that much difference, to be honest. So, God, don't wreck it now, you nana. Oh, these are a bugger to get out. Okay, let's move that. Let's flip that over. Come on, you little bitch. He's wrecked it. He's wrecked it. I've pulled me positive out. Oh dear. To be honest, that positive was loose. I'm quite concerned about it, to be honest. I might put a dab of solder on it when it goes in, because it was quite loose before. They're bloody tough to get out like that. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but... Oh, come on. Put that down. Okay. Yeah, this positive keeps jumping out. I think I'm gonna... I don't know. Or maybe I'll just put a dab of hot glue in the back of it or something, just keep it in place. I'm gonna do that. I'll remember. I need to remember to do that. I'm gonna remember to do that. I am gonna remember to do that. Need a cupper. I could do with a cupper. Do you know what? I'm going to take that out, because that doesn't really need to be on there. It's not a major. There's no major shakes if that's not on there for now. Can do that after. Let's do that one later. Put him to the side. I'm hoping that it's battery management system, I believe. I think I've heard it called something else with the M, but I can't remember. I'm sure Tony's called it something else as well. Battery management system, I'm going to call it. Yeah. So, I don't know if you know what it does, but just briefly, as I probably didn't mention that, and someone coming in here may not know exactly what it is, but it goes, you have a cable that sits on at every point in the pack, so there's 14 parallel banks, and on the positive end of every single parallel bank goes one of these leads, and it's able, and there's also one on the main negative and the main positive, as in the two most positive and negative ends of the whole battery. So therefore, and I don't know loads about this, but as I see it, the battery management system can then decipher, it can work out the voltage of each parallel bank, because it knows the negative to the first positive, which is going to be fully charged 4.2 volts, and then it can also measure the main negative right through to the second positive, counting off the second positive connection, and it knows that it's 8.4 volts. And and then I think it does calculations between all of them to balance all the banks. So when you're charging it and the battery's fully charged, then this unit does balance charging in between the parallel banks, basically. So it gets all the banks at the same voltages. That's what it's for, basically. So every bank is at the same voltage, and they're all, when they're draining down, it's kind of keeping it in. It's keeping it all balanced. That's exactly what it does, yeah. Because you don't want one of the banks being at 3.5 volts while everything else is at 4 volts. Because as soon as you pull current from it, you're gonna get the voltage pulled out. The voltage is gonna sag down on it, and you're gonna be like pulling it down to where the battery's dangerously low, Because my plan is not to. I'm gonna run these between 4.1 and probably 3 volts, I think. But these cells will go down to 2.5, I think it is. But I don't want to run them down that low because it affects the cell life. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to set my system up to run from 4.1 fully charged, whereas it could be 4.2, but I'm not going to run it up that high. And then I'm going to run it to down to 3 or 3.1 probably. But yeah, it's battery management system. That's what it does. So I need to work out in that case. Okay, let's get these to the edge because I'm just running ahead here. What I need to do is get these all in check again. My plan is BMS sits there. My plan is to come in here with the first lot. So that is going to be, on this side is all my odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So let's look at that and I'll show you what my plan is. Obviously the positives are on both sides because it snakes all the way through the battery. So on this side are the odd numbers and on this side are the even numbers for parallel banks. So I've got to do 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 on this side. 6 is down the bottom. I've got to do 2, 4, 8, 10 on this side. So these cables need to come up over the top here and split out all the way down and hit every positive. Yeah, it's 1,000 watt. Yeah, 1,000 watts. Controller says that it's a 30 amp max pull for give or take 1 amp basically. So okay, so 1, 2. Separate these again. These are all curled because I had them wrapped around the batteries. 2. A little pull-in battery that, and I've ripped it off, haven't I? Complete idiot. It's okay though, it's fine, it's all good. I don't know why I put all these heat shrinks on. I'm going to rip most of them off by the time I finish. They're all falling off anyway. I should just. I know why I put them on, because I'm a complete nana and I just forget to put them on before I've welded it, and I'll look at it and go, oh bugger, I've welded it and haven't put the heat shrink on. I know why, but yeah. Anyway, these have to cross over, which I'm not too happy about if I'm honest, but they're going to have to cross over at some point. So the question is, where is the best place for them to cross over? I don't think it really matters. To check for D50. Yes, you do, mate. Yeah. So I checked all of the cells before they went on, and they're brand new cells. So yes, you might have a defective battery, but they're checked from factory as well. So it's very unlikely that you'll get a bad battery. Maybe damaged in transit, if anything. And the yeah, you just check every cell. They come at what's called it's like a storage charge. They'll come at 3.5 volts around there, basically, in the middle. A middle charge, basically, because that's the best place to be storing lithium batteries at, in a middle charge. If you're going to put, like if you drill batteries, if you're going to put them away for ages and not use them, you're best off like just draining them down to like a sort of a middle charge or something. Check the voltage on them and just keep them in the middle. And when you put them away for storage, it keeps the battery healthier. Same thing with these; they're exactly the same cells. So you'll get them in 3.5 volts, and yes, you just go over, check all of them, and every single cell was 3.5 volts before I put all this together. And it's quite important when you're putting them all in a parallel bank. If you're putting 6 batteries in a parallel bank, I mean, I'm saying that now, and it's as I think about it, yeah, if you put them all in a parallel bank, it probably isn't that vital anyway, because they'll all be 3.5, and if one of them was 3 volts, what would happen is that all the other ones in parallel would almost that they always want to be balanced if they're in a parallel pack, so they'll just dump their voltage into the one that's low to bring it back up. But also at the same time, if it's a bad cell and can't hold its voltage, then everything just dumps their voltage into a bad cell. That's one of the reasons you'll get like fires and stuff if you've got a bad cell with an internal short, or just something that's draining the voltage out of it, and all the others in a parallel bank trying to dump all their voltage into it to get it back up level with everyone else, and it can't hold it. So they end up, you'll probably just, more than likely, you'll just destroy all the batteries in the parallel bank. They'll all go to 0 volts. I mean, people. There's lots of horror stories about lithium batteries, but they're not that bad as long as you treat them properly. They're not like completely dangerous or anything. You just got to treat them well. Most of the vaping issues are people who put in batteries inside a metal unit, and the whole casing is negative. So you're just getting like the whole casing of the battery is negative. People put them in their vapes with no wraps on them, so you're just connecting the negative to the whole unit, and you're just asking for trouble basically. Just that's when it's going to set fire to your face. You just press it to short the whole thing in your face. It's like people who just don't have the common sense to look out for what they're doing. Well, that's a beast. Yeah, 3,000 watts, man. Yeah, that's got to be up in the 60 mile an hour range, is it, or something? Something like that. 50s, 60s, probably 60 amps. I mean, it's 3 times. Let's say it's just 3 times the power of mine, and I reckon mine will be doing 35 full tilt, around there, 30 to 35 maybe. So that's got to be doing 60 easy. I wonder if it kind of like tails off, as it's not, I guess it's not linear, it tails off towards the top end. Yeah, the lipos, which a lot of people get confused about as well. The lipo batteries is actually the lithium polymer, which are the remote control car batteries. Yeah. These are the ones that are more likely to explode. Just a polymer casing that they're in, and the batteries are just right inside there. Do you know what I mean? You poke this with a screwdriver, it's going to go up in your face. And they're delicate as well. There's no casing on them. These have got a metal casing. These don't have that. These are and you can get these in some ridiculously massive sizes. 100 miles an hour on a bike, that is just ridiculous, man. That is absolutely ridiculous. But also not surprising, having watched all your previous escapades. You've been talking about the 100 mile an hour barrier for a while, so yeah, I did see your quick video on the 13S pack with just the single P 13S pack. Yeah. Hang on, 37 on a straight line with a 13S pack. So, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. 32S pack. Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, man. 32. What's the voltage on that? It's like 10 is 42, isn't it? Top end. So there's 3 times that at least. It's like, it's over 110 volts or something. Which is mad. That is the point where I'm just, I'll leave that to you guys. I'm not going to be handling a 110 volt battery on this table. There's just no way. I will injure myself real bad. I did about 36 in a straight line with 13S pass, so hoping for about 50. Okay, cool, man. That's cool. Oh, so maybe mine might be a bit lower then in that case. I was maybe expecting a bit too much from it. 134 volts. That is just crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, that is mad. That really is mad. Let's be honest, it's mad, isn't it? Look, I'm just chatting and losing concentration of what I'm doing here. Yeah, that's crazy. 134 volts, man. Are you using the same frame, Toner? Is that your plan? Using the same, but I think that's what I heard you say on one of the recent vids, that you were going to use the same frame and stuff. You weren't buying into anything else. You were just upping the motor and the battery and stuff, because you got room in that battery case, haven't you? That's what you said. 1 plus 2. And these have all got to swap, haven't they? So 1 plus. Figure what's the best way to do this. I'll just split them, but the 10 has to go down there somewhere, doesn't it? Where's 10? Where's bank 10 positive? That's 9. 10 is on the other side straight down, so same frame. Yeah, okay, cool. Looking forward to it, got to be honest. Guess you said you wanted to destroy that, or just like get all the life out of that battery you've got at the minute, so it's going to be winter time before you take it apart, but yeah, looking forward to it. Let's do it like this. Let's do that. That's going to be down the other side, because that's main negative, isn't it? So that's going to be down that side. 2 is also going to be down that side, because evens are on the right. This is proper fiddly, this is. Jesus, I'd be building it with gloves on. I'd be building it with some sort of hazmat suit on. Welding gloves, that's what I'd build it with. Oh my God. I'm going to be streaming for about 4 hours before I even get to spot weld a single connection on this. It's going to be ridiculous. Oh God, I'm just fannying about, aren't I? Right, that's 3. Oh, don't do that. Add you all in line. So I think my plan was to... I'm going to go down there with that as well. Bugger it. Let's see what happens. 3's there. Then 4 is this one, I believe. I have labelled them. Oh, that says 3. That's Dodger. Sorry, that's 3, isn't it? Gotta get this right. Don't mess it up, will ya? Hey, don't mess it up. It was all lovely when I cut these the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that's simple. I'll just do that. Right, I'm going to separate them. I'm just going to separate them. I'm going to get rid of all these bloody heat shrinks that I've put on. Trying to be all neat and tidy, and I've just made a mess. Negative 1 plus other way. 2 is with me. It's 9 on this side. That one reads 3. It's this side. Five is this side. Odd numbers this side. Even numbers t'other side. 8. I'll have that one. We'll figure out the 4. It's this side. Oh. Hopefully that came back. It's my camera blacking out because I've just got the same issue with my DSLR. It just keeps turning off. because it's not meant to be a webcam as I'm trying to use it for that purpose. 5, 7, 3, 9, love it. So that's all the evens which are down that side. Excellent. What am I going to do when I spot weld this? I'm going to spot weld it on its side. Wow, that'll be challenging, won't it? Jeez. Oh, you posted out about it in your Patreon. Oh, cool, man. Cool. Oh man, yeah. I'd just be a complete scaredy cat. I just wouldn't mess with it. I'd be like, no, not touching it. No, get it away from me. No. That's going in there. That is 10. Why have I done that so long? No, it's not 10, that's 8. That's why. Where's my 10? The really short one. I'll take my 10 down the wrong side. Okay, we'll find that after. It's not the end of the world. Let's find that after. I think I've sent 10 down the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but not for now anyway. That's going to be the absolute negative. Eight is right here. Boosh. Number 8. Number 4. Number 1. Number 1 is the other side there. That's actually on the yeah, that's on the other side, isn't it? Sorry, I'm just talking to myself now as well, and I. 2, which is down the far end. That's 8, which is up this end. Okay, that's fine. I want to find number 10. Where the bloody hell is it? Have I taped it down in here somewhere? Like a nana. I'm going to deal with it after because it's the last one anyway, so it's fine. I might need to cut some of these down a little bit because I think I've done them a little bit too long, but that's fine. It's all good. I can actually take them out of the connector and reroute stuff anyway if I really need to, so it's not the end of the world. I can untangle at the other end if I need to. You know what? I'm doing this, and I'm starting to see why people don't do this as a live stream, because it's just so fiddly. 2, 1, 4, 6 is to the other end. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to do that. And do that. I'm going to do something like that. I apologise if you can't see some stuff on the camera angles as well, because I've only really got one overhead camera, so hopefully you can see enough. I can try and shuffle stuff around. But also, I am trying to think about me welding it and what's the best position for me rather than the camera. I don't mean to be horrible to you, but that's just a fact, and it's going to remain a fact, and it's going to remain the way it is. So, if it upsets you, I'm sorry, I apologise, but what can I do? It's my battery, it's not yours. Oi, don't be like that. See, this is what it's like when there's no one here as well. It's just me talking to myself. So I thought I might as well flipping stream it, because at least they might get an answer to some of the crazy stuff that I say, you know. I like that. Okay, that's good. That is good. That's number 8. That's the first one. That's going to sweep underneath. I'm going to do something with that soon. I'm going to just start hammering the tape on this and getting it done. Right, that is the next lot. Let's keep rolling. That stays on there. Oh, that's what I was going to do, wasn't it? Beggars. I was going to put tape on this and not put them straight. I can do that after. Doesn't matter. I can do it after. Let's just get them welded down, and then I can... No, that's going to be a pain in the arse, isn't it? Don't do that. It's going to be a pain in the arse. Do not do that. Yeah, see, my concern is just putting the balance wires on this bare battery, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to put some tape on it. I should have done this before I even started doing this, to be honest, but hey ho, here we are. Just going to put some, I'm going to travel down the sides with it mainly, so I'm going to put some just down there. Hopefully I'm not massively in the way of what's going on. I'm trying not to be, but as I said a minute ago, it's kind of about me, really. Try and squeeze it in there and wrap it around a bit. Yeah, I just want something underneath there, do you know what I mean? Just to stop it. I don't like the idea of it just sitting on the wrap. Something as I lead it round, that's good enough for now. That is good enough. Tape it to that, and then maybe put some of that barley paper or fish paper, as everyone call it. I'm not sure what people call it really. I call it barley paper, but some guy trying to sell it me the other day called it fish paper. Talking about the insulation paper that you've got on the that green stuff. Yeah, I've done an unbelievable amount of looming and taping with cables, haven't I? An absolute unbelievable amount. For those people here who don't know me at all, my day job, I'm an audio-visual technician for live events. So I've probably coiled, wrapped and taped more cables in my lifetime than I've had at dinners, to be honest. So this whole cable management thing is right up my Khyber, as it were. That's why I'm quite enjoying it, really. Give me your trucks over there. Go away. I hope you can see this, what I'm doing. I think you can see most of it at least anyway, so that's good. Thing is, I have a tendency to be too neat, and it's just like, you don't really need to do that. Just like get on with it, and it's like, yeah. eBay keeps sending me emails about barley paper. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, but all the barley paper on eBay comes from like Singapore and takes like 2 months to get here. It's like, I don't mind ordering stuff for China, but sometimes I just want something, you know, and if it's simple stuff like that, I'm like, why hasn't anyone in the UK got any of this stuff? It's like, is it just... It's not a popular enough item. eBay people can't make their millions off it, so they just don't want to supply it. It's proper annoying. So as I said earlier, that's why I bought 100 metres when I need half a metre. Freaking turnip. Right, where am I going here? This one's got to be the next one because it's a bit shorter, and it is. It's number 4, and it goes there somewhere. And it's going to drop in around there, which means I'll just come over the top of that. For now, I say... this is the bugger, because I I can't lay it on that side, can I, when I'm spot welding it? It's quite disappointing, that is. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to spot weld it while it's on its side, which is going to be a bit of a ball ache because you can't see anything. But at the same time, I've got a crappy little webcam. Let me try and switch over. It looks blurred, but I do have this webcam for this side shot. And hopefully you can see when I start doing, because I think I'm going to have to spot weld it on its side like that, so. Bloody get on with it, will ya? This is where I start using a scalpel on the positive end of batteries. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Oh, don't touch that. Don't do that. Let's switch over because you'll probably see better. Just cutting out a square on my positive there with my little scalpel to try and get to that connection, because I don't want to undo the whole thing. I don't want to take a whole bit off. There we go. That's probably all I need. Let's see how that goes for a first try. Let's put that on there. So I foresee that being like that. Where's my hot air gone? I'll bash everything. Yeah, I would like to see that as well, Tony. I would like to see a live. When's that going to happen? Come on, do it. You might like it. Do it. You might like it. So upset about YouTube and their music policies. I say it every stream, I know, I say it every time I'm on, I know, I've got the right to, it's my stream, I'm going to keep saying it, but why can't I have music on while I'm doing this? Just because YouTube, you can't have music, no, you'll have to pay someone. Bugger off then. So that's my plan, just like that. Spot weld that little beauty on there, and we're away. Get a little nick of tape. Where's my tape gone? Snip that down. Just like that. And we're laughing. Oh my god, I haven't even plugged the spot welder in. What are you doing? I'll turn up, Tony. I'll be there. I mean, that's not really a good reason for you to do one if it's just me, is it? But I will. I'll be there. I'll be there. I promise. What did you live stream? Are you doing something? It was 3 AM. Oh, hang on. Was that the one with the scooter? That wasn't the one with the scooter, was it? With like the green screen in the background and stuff. Was it that one? Is that the one you're talking about? Sorry, I'm getting a screwdriver. so well prepared. Yes, screwdriver. Oh, it's got a little screw attached to it. Interesting. Oh, I remember that scooter one. If it was that scooter one, I know the one you're talking about. Oh, he's on the way to work. Okay. What are you like? You were live, what, off your phone or something? It's on my way to work at 3 AM. Just thought, fancied a live stream. Right, now, let's see what this says. I'm going to turn it down from 30 milliseconds. I had it on that when I was welding. And I found it was... I'm going to put it on 25 and see how we get on, I think. Now, I've got this on auto, so... Let's see if I can do this so you can actually see what I'm doing instead of me just putting shit in the way. Stuff in the way, sorry, not shit. Stuff. That's blurred, isn't it? Is that blurred as hell? Is it better if I move it back like that? Now, check and double check. 4, number 4, yes, it's the positive, yes, I'm right. And it's on now, so it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. It's done. That's a nice weld. I'm going to put an extra 2 in, just because, you know, extra's always good. He says. That'll do. It's lovely. Lovely job. Put that one around the back of the battery so they don't click together again like they did the other day and blow sparks all over the place. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. When you... Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was a brilliant video. No, I'm not using a foot pedal, it's on auto. To be honest, the only reason I'm not using a foot pedal is just because I couldn't be... When I got the welder, I just built it all and I was in such a rush to use it and stuff. I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered to put the pedal on, I'll just use auto, it's fine. And it's bitten me a couple of times because I've been... When you're rushing, if you're rushing when you're welding, it's like, it's just not a good plan because you make silly mistakes on auto. You just touch them when you're not ready and yeah, gets a bit, can get bad. Can get real bad. What's this? Oh, okay. Lovely job. Do you know what? I'm going to do this one while I'm here as well. I should have just done them all instead of putting them on loose, but I was like scared that they were all the wrong size. So. In fact, that one is long, so I'm not, because I'm probably going to cut and resolder that one, so it's fine. So I'm not going to do that one. all a bit long, maybe. That comes down there and does that. I just need to twist it up, don't I? It'll be fine, that will. Be absolutely fine, that will. Just need to snip some off it, because it's a bit long. Too much. Gone. Get rid of the bits of nickel, because might cause a problem later. Knowing me, it'll definitely cause a problem later. Taping as you go, taping as you go. Get out of the way. I am trying to do it so you guys can see what I'm doing as well. It is number 2, most definitely. It is the positive, just double checking before I kill myself. There we go. Right, where's the blue tack? Where's King Blue Tack? Blue tack saves the day again. I'm trying to do this so you can actually see what I'm doing, but I don't know if you can or not. That behind there. Lovely job. Nice, it's on. It's tight, it's good. Bit of capped on. I am going to be covering this with the old insulation paper after, so not too fussed about the taping at the minute. I will just covering it up for the purpose of just need to be mindful that that connector is kind of live on everything now as well. There we go. So, negative. Lucky you. You get to see my soldering skills tonight, because that is about half a metre too long. So, all it needs to happen is that go in there. Let's wrap it right so it's... Be about there, doesn't it? So he snips. Can go happily in the bin. Let's switch back for now. Let's get me my Nikolai strip. So for balance connections, I'm only using 5mm, 0.15 5mm. Because it's like, well, as far as the eBay man says, it's rated at 15 amps, which is nowhere near what's going through those balance leads. So if I remember right, it's about 1500 milliamps, is it? 1.5 amps? I think it's something like that. I don't think it's a huge amount anyway. So there's no need for me to put in the 8mm stuff on there. It's just, I might need it. It's just a waste really, so I'm not going to do it. So let's get that out of the way. I think there's a way to put it in standby, but I'm not sure what it is. No, you just have to not touch it, and now I've touched it, so silly boy. Where's the best wire strippers in the world ever? Where are they? Here they are. I know it's a big statement, but it's true. Yeah, it is risky. Yeah, I can't tell you. I've got a battery in the other room where I blew completely through the positive end of it, because I had it on auto, and I just went, and it just, I wasn't touching the positive on one part of it, and it just burnt through the nickel, and like, its own built, I think, with a microphone wave transformer. Oh, God, yeah. I think this is the extent of my ability, actually just getting these cables together and putting this battery together. Certainly, I had thought about building one from a microwave transformer because I had an old microwave, and I thought, no, you're just going to kill yourself, don't do it. So I didn't, thankfully. Thankfully, I didn't. God. If there was ever a desk that's too small for this sort of work, it's this desk right here. Plug my soldering iron in. And turn it on, it'd be good. It's going to be 3 AM and everyone's going to be going, do you reckon you'll get this done before 5? I'll be like, yeah, it's going to be pushing it. Some water in me sponge. It's still wet from yesterday, to be honest, but I'll put a little dab in it. Oh, for God's sake, I haven't even plugged it in. What are you doing? Now it's on. Hey. So when's the e-bike gathering of the, you know, West Midlands / Staffordshire? You know, when's the whole get together, like the rally? Probably be like 3 of us, won't it? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Come on, get up there. Let's do this. Lovely. Thanks. Could do with this being a bit lower, really, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. Do this first. Now what I was doing with these is I was kind of gouging into them a bit with me, got like a metal scribe. I don't know if you can see it better on this one, probably not because it's completely blown out. Oh yes, yeah, it's going to have to be after the whole social distancing palaver, isn't it? It'll just be a complete arseache doing it while all this madness is going on, to be honest. I'm going to try and zoom in on this one for a little bit. Oh, you can kind of see it. It's going to be out of shot, but I can't move the camera any more than that, so that's just the way it is. Focus. Somewhere there, maybe. Yeah, maybe somewhere there. So I've been using this this metal scribe. Can't bloody see it, can you? I'm going to switch to this one. Do what I said. I do a lot of faffing. I do a lot of faffing, I know I do. But that's just it. It's just what it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, this thing, look. I can't see it. It's just a metal scribe. And I use it to scratch into the nickel before I lay the solder down. That's just so it's got kind of like a key, really, just to sit in. I don't know whether it's good or bad or whether I should be doing it. It just felt like a good thing to do. And I do that, and I get my little flux pen, put a dab of flux on it, and then just go for it. like that. Put a big blob on, just like that. That's why I said this is good, because it's just like, you know, I can just do a load of that on it with my soldering iron. It doesn't get crap on my soldering iron. Love it. You can have a bit of silicone in your life, ladies. I don't want to hold that down with my finger because it's going to burn really bad. Oh, this was so much easier when it's not connected to a battery. Still, it is what it is. Deal with it. You can see that. I'm just holding it down and then just straight into it. And there it is. That's all I've been doing. That's it. Back on the heat shrink. You're good to go. Let's move this out of the way. Check it. And it's there. It's enough to bend round, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. There's loads of it. I do realise half of this is out of focus, but yeah, we should do something. You know what I mean? Just, I suppose. I don't know. Would you hope that everyone doesn't turn up? Do you know what I mean? That it'd be quite kind of a bit. It'd be a bit crazy if like everyone from your channels turned up. Isn't that combined like 50 or something thousand people or something? Obviously, not all of them are going to turn up anyway, but if a lot of people turn up, you know, like, let's just say 5,000 people turn up. Like, we'll meet at this pub here, and there's like 5,000 people on the car park. You got to, I suppose there's got to be some sort of management of it, really, when you get to the sort of numbers of subscribers that you've got, you know. It could turn into, a bit of an event, a bit of a catastrophe, maybe. I don't know. So that's on absolute -1. The black lead, -1. That's right. And I know it's right. Because I said it's right. That's why it's right. Stick on there, a little bit of tape. A little bit of tape on it. Lovely job. Oh, I need to cut it first, don't I, you donkey? There's me rushing again. Rushing again. Where's my scalpel? Scalpel! I've realised lately that I'm making loads of old man noises. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. It could happen though. It could happen. you could pull up and there's like 5,000 people and you go, oh Jesus, do I need a permit for this? It's worth doing it just for that reason, isn't it? Just to see if that 5,000 people turn up and it turns into absolute chaos. I know you can't see this, but unlucky. What have I done there? Oh, the blue tack failed. That's not good. You should expect that really when you're trying to hold a pack in place with blue tack and swinging these bloody leads around just willy-nilly. Oh, come on. Come on. Work with me. That's better. That's much better. One more for good luck. Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for working with me. Okay, that's good. When this is all wrapped up, I'm going to double check all of these, to be honest, as well. For now, let's just get them on there. Oh, the bike is pretty much nearly there as well. The whole yeah, the whole battery box and stuff, which I've spent a lot of time on, to be honest. Probably more than I needed to, but I just wanted it to be nice and get it right and stuff. So that looks like 9, and that shouldn't be down there. It should be up here. Sorry, that's for the other side, isn't it? So that is actually right. They're all correct. Put that away from there for a minute. It's 10 I'm looking for. I don't know where it is. I'm going to find it later. For now, let's just do this 8. It's alright, I'm looking at a message that's been held for review. This is my first ever message that's held for review, and it doesn't seem that bad, so I'm just going to show it. Burnt herb, yeah, like German porn, license maybe. Hi. What am I doing here? Okay, hang on a sec. Let's do that. Somewhere there, let's switch that back, because you can't see anything apart from my hand and nothing else at the moment, which is probably annoying as hell. Yeah, I think it is bundled in with the other wires, mate. I can't see it, but I think it's that short one right on the side, but I'll find it in a minute. I know it's there, definitely. I haven't forgot it. I haven't not counted it in the loom, I'm sure. Painting the Santa Cruz deck. Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is, painting a Santa Cruz deck. Awesome. How goes it? It's going to be kind of like that. Maybe a bit wrapped up, but it's going to be good. Like that. Pin that over there. Lovely. But I bet it's not as easy as I think. I've been painting a basic wooden box one colour for about 6 weeks. So, yeah, I know painting stuff is not that straightforward. I really need to get that box finished. It's kind of doing my head in now, to be honest. But it is what it is. Spin him. Spin him round. Spin him round this side. Here we go. Here we go. I need like a little transition pedal for this software. Oh. Where's my knife? Here's my knife. Do you know what would be really cool on one of these streams? It'd be having people like in a live chat with you as well, instead of just people typing. So you just talk, you know what I mean? Instead of kind of me just talking. I don't know if have they got that as a feature on YouTube. You can just invite people to chat with you or what. Seems like a feature they need anyway. I know you're not listening to YouTube, but still, you need it. Sort it out. You're lagging behind. So that is, I've got it on the battery at the top somewhere, number 8, and that is what I've got there as well, so that's all good. Yeah, 4, 10, 60 down the bottom, that's correct. I'm going to get that taped right in place now, so this welding procedure is not too difficult. There we go. It's going to be lovely, that is. It's going to be lovely. If all else fails, just plaster it in Captain tape. It'll be fine. Last one. I feel 3 is enough for just a balance wire. It's fine. Seems good. Like it. Happy with it. Tell you what, it's been a long time coming, this bloody battery, I tell you. October, I started looking at this bike. October! Yeah, that's true. Do you get a lot of, I don't know. I'd like people chatting. People chatting to me. Instead of just my dulcet tones. Okay, so that side's all done. The other side is all done. There's just this side to do, and then, sorry, there is this side to do over the top, and then there's the stuff on the bottom, but there's not actually that much. And then, oh, and then I've got the temperature sensors. Oh, and then I've got the last possible. Yeah, there's loads to do. Yeah, loads to do. Yeah. So let's crack on. Jesus, it's an hour and 40 minutes that I've been doing this. Wow. Okay. What numbers you got? Number 1. That's right down the end. Get it in there. Right down the end. I'm gonna go on the inside with that. Scoop in. It's a good plan. 1, 3, which is that one. I'm gonna jump back up. Yeah, 3, which is this one. 1, 3. Kind of like that. Actually, I'm looking at it and then realise that I probably should put some tape down it again to appease my OCD. And I'm also reasonable, but I can take that off now and tidy it up later. Let's take that off. That is welded now, so that's fine. job. Just trying to meet those in the middle, so I cover the whole cell really, if I can, as much as possible. I can patch this up after, it's no major shakes. Like I say, it's not... The wrap is protecting the balance wires from shorting on the battery anyway, but you know, it's just good. This Kapton tape is obviously high heat resistance, so if we do get a shortage, hopefully it won't go through that and melt the wrap and have all sorts of major problems, you know. So let's snip that there. Try not to cut your finger off at the same time, Chris. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Underneath. Lovely. What's everyone's thoughts on the heat from these? I see people... I've got a concern about how hot... You know, hopefully it's not going to get hot anyway. It's not my plan for it to get hot, but if it does get warm, just wrapping it up. I see people wrapping it in foam, shrink wrap, you know, like 3 layers of stuff on it, and it's like you're just holding the heat in. I don't really get it, but so I didn't want to put too much on the sides and stuff, just because of just like heat build up and keeping the heat in. Give it almost just, you know, give the battery a chance to breathe as well. What anyone's thoughts are on that? What you guys do with yours? If it doesn't really bother you, you just do it to the level it needs to be safe, and then heat is a secondary thing, or what? One down the end. That's going to be too long. I can see it already. That's too long. Actually, no, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, that. This would be 3 because it's nearly as long. And 5 and 7. 9. There's a little laggard right there. Let's tuck that in for now. It's really messing with my tidiness at the moment, this, but I am going to look at it after. I'm gonna once I've got them welded, I'll untape them all and just try and get them all. And where things are overlapping, just try and control it a bit, you know. Yeah, that's the plan, really. That is the plan. My plan here was to go in a different place, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that out as well. Just drop it down there. I'm going to come down here. I'll put a heat shrink on. I'm going to keep talking to myself while I do every single step as well. I'm not even going to take that. I'm just going to... Oh, which one have I got there? Let's do that one as well. Just going to get all these heat trunks done. Don't worry about it after. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Blast them two on. Ends of the cells double the nickel strips that I need, keep it open and you'll be fine. Okay, cool man. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, that's cool. So I'll just think about, I won't think too much about the heat through the pack, only at the ends, and I'll just think mainly about just insulating any possible future shorts between balance wires and other things. So if I keep that in mind, that's just what I'll plan for, which means I don't have to plaster this in stuff, which is good. Better. Where are you, number 10? I know you're in here. There you are, you little git. Go on, get where you belong. Go on, sod off. Get in there. Better. It's better. It's actually massively hindering trying to do this live because it's just like you're trying to do everything caggy-handed so people can see what you're doing. I'm thinking about you lot, you know. I'm bearing you in mind. I'm not being selfish. God. I still feel like I'm doing something that's quite sacrilegious. Just attacking this with a scalpel. On a piece of nickel that probably shouldn't have metal touching it. Am I overthinking it? I'm definitely overthinking it. How much stuff do I overthink? Most stuff? Yeah. Yeah, possibly overthinking it. Oh, it's like brain surgery. God, this is a weird position to be in to do this. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm just going to bosh it in, I think. Looks good. Where's he gone? Where is he? Get him back here. Oh God, that is going to be proper fiddler. Got to turn this round, guys. I'm sorry. I will turn it back round when I weld it, but for now, it's getting turned over. I need something to hold that in place, like that. Anyone? Got to go for the multi-camera setup, ain't you? Of course you have. You know me, Chris. Try. I do try. Turn it off standby. Done that plenty of times. There it is. The old weld. Big weld. I forgot what I was going to say now. I did have something to say. Oh! Oh, I missed the positive, that's why. I just caught the nickel and melted it. Jumpy? Much? Go for that one again, shall we? That's better. Jesus. Slow that one down, you hear me going. Oh dear. To be honest, guys, I might call it end in about 10 minutes time. I'm pretty much just doing the same thing now. I need to do it for all of these. And next time I come on, I'll just show you what I've done. These are going to be, as I went through earlier, these are the temp sensors that are just going to randomly go around like this as well. But I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I'm doing. There is the positive and negative cables, which are going to be slightly different. But it's pretty much the same thing. It's exactly the same as what I'm doing, but I'm just doing bigger cables for the actual positive and negative connections. So it's kind of the same thing, so you kind of get the gist of it. And I'm also, mainly because I'm just going to have a break for 20 minutes and go down and just grab a drink and stuff. And I can't say to you, well, you just hang around for 20 minutes, I'll be back later. Alright. So I'll probably give it about 10 minutes and I'll knock it on the head here. Yeah, that's my plan. Just so you know. Where's my number 3? There it is. There's my number 3. Right there. Up and over. What I need is I need a foot pedal for the transition to change between cameras, like a real professional. So that's coming up and over there, and it's dipping in there and dipping down and dipping down. I'm pretty sure that I cut these about the right length anyway, so I'm gonna go with it and tidy it up after. I'm sure it's fine. I believe it to be fine. So yeah, let's cut that short because it's only coming over the end. How much? That much. Cut it there. Plenty. Yeah, it'd be nice just to, instead of just sitting there watching me doing it, I'll just get it all taped up and nice, and I can just come back and show you what I've done basically. Tonight you're getting a gist of what I'm doing at least anyway, you know. And that's another thing I noticed. I mean, I don't know if it's something you'll take on, Tony, but I was searching for like a full wiring up of an Ant BMS, like a full video that does. Oh, I'll see you later, Chris. I'll see you tomorrow, mate. A full wiring of an Ant BMS. I couldn't find it anywhere on YouTube. I couldn't find anything that goes through like the wiring diagram and stuff like that and things. So this might be a good thing to do. Not sure how many people search for that. I'm just being selfish, aren't I? I want to see one. So yeah, maybe that's it. But still, I couldn't find one anywhere. Right. This is it. Don't get scared now. There we go. Lovely. Beautiful. Good job. Well done. Oh, pat yourself on the back. You've done a wonderful job there. Thanks. Nice, that's in. It's all good. Yeah, I just can't wait to get on the bloody road with it, man. Can't wait to get on the road. It's been too long in the making. What's that? Number 5. Lights just dimmed in your house. Poltergeist. Carol Ann. You did a complete video on it. Oh, now I just seem like an arse because I haven't watched it, don't I? I didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. Oh, there'll have to be a link into that somewhere. They'll have to link me to that. Drop a link in the forum on that the post I started about this live stream, so I can check it out. Because I'm sure I would have watched it. I think I've watched pretty much every video you've done. I thought I would have seen that. Strange. Okay. Need to have a look. Don't know. Right, let's bash this one on. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go and have myself a nice cup of tea because I've been jealous ever since Tony mentioned a cup of tea. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. It's been glorious as usual. And hopefully, I said this last time, I'll come back to you with like something, or I'll be closer, or I'll get it complete. But hopefully next time I'll be just going, this is the battery. It might even be a stream from outside going, look, that's the battery in there or something. I should do a video with it finished really, so it might be that one first, and then I'll do a bit of a tour around the bike when it's completely done, and a bit of a video of me out on it. Maybe I'll try and live stream from the bike, see if that works. We'll see about that one. But yeah, I will try and do something like that so you can see it, obviously. And for those of you who haven't checked out Vortex's channel and you're interested in e-bike stuff, absolutely just go there and check that stuff out. He's got an amazing wealth of content on e-bike stuff, and they're just great videos, man, and just great if you want to get into this stuff, so go and check it out. Yeah, go and check it out. And he's also got the staff forum. There's a lot of guys in there, a load of people helping people out building bikes, a lot of good info, a lot of good guys who've built a lot of stuff, so go and check that out as well. It's probably got a link. There's definitely a link in one of his videos for it somewhere, so yeah, go and check that out, man. Go and check it out. Lovely job. Yeah, I'm going to get these finished off tonight, and then I'm going to do the main cables probably tomorrow, and I'll come back and give you a lowdown on what I've done, what's going on with it basically. Nice one for coming, mate. Nice one for everyone for turning up. No, I really appreciate it. Nice one. Thanks for dropping a link and getting some more people in as well, Tony. I appreciate that. It's nice to have some people in conversating and stuff, because it's usually just me on my own. Yeah, no, there's been a couple of people, but yeah, no, it's cool. Appreciate it. I think I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna knock it on the head there. Calling it a night. Getting him done. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's looking good. I like it. I'll come back on and I'll show you where I'm at with the beast. Let's have a look. Got them done tonight at least. Got a couple down that side as well. Get all this tidied up. Get it looking good. Get it in the bloody bike. Yeah, cool, Herb, nice one. Please make lights indicate home control board. One day. There you go, Vortex. You've got a request for a PCB for lights, and let's call it peripheral control or whatever. Is that the right word? I don't know. You know what it means anyway. You're reading it, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll do another live stream. I will do another live stream. Yeah, definitely. I may even just finish off the balance leads tonight, tidy it up, and then I'll come back on and do the fit in the BMS and put in the actual main pos and neg wires on. But that might be something I'll do off stream, to be honest, and then because it's the same thing as what I'm doing, just with bigger wires. But I'll come back on and show you what I've done definitely once this battery is done and wrapped up. Not wrapped up so you can't see anything, but it'll be like this. I'll come on and I'll run down exactly what I've done on it. Absolutely. Yeah, but I do plan on doing another stream and that. Whenever I'm sitting down here, I just kind of jump on and do streams anyway. So yeah, definitely. And like I say, I'll try and do a live stream of like actually walking around the bike and showing it off once it's done and stuff. So if anyone's in the staff forum, I've done some gallery posts on the bike, the build anyway, so you can check out what I've got so far there. Yeah, cool, man. Appreciate everyone coming in. Nice one, Ass. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Yeah, cool. So those of you in the staff forum, I'll catch you there. We can chat, and everyone else, I'll catch you back on here next time. Thanks a lot for coming, man. Take it easy. See you later.